Hello. You are listening to Eye on Sci-Fi Podcast, the podcast where we share with you terrific indie science fiction and fantasy, online short films, web series, and other closely related media. And also, on occasion, we have conversations with talented creators who are producing outstanding indie speculative work. I am your host, Rod Faulkner. Thank you for joining me. This episode, I have a sci-fi short film to share with you that centers on the phenomena of UFO and alien abductions. The name of the short film is The Fallen, and it was directed and stars Brett Victor. The film opens up on a small town in the Midwest, and we see a young man helping his grandfather in his grandfather's barn repair a mysterious piece of equipment. Then he is visited by his best friend, Andy, who is portrayed by the director of the film, Brett Victor. Andy is a man who has been haunted since childhood of dreams of being abducted by aliens, and the town for years has experienced UFO sightings and also the mysterious finding of the carcasses of farm animals who have had organs removed without any sign of surgical incision. Andy tells his friend, who remains nameless in the film, that it's time for their usual after-work drink. But his friend tells him that they need to go on a trip right away. And during the car ride, both men discuss Andy's childhood dreams of being abducted by aliens, and as it turns out, they weren't actually dreams at all, but actual experiences that Andy had. As Andy realizes the shock of this revelation, his friend also reveals information about the UFO visitations that will change both of the men's destinies forever. The Fallen is fantastic in terms of its tone, atmosphere, and the relationship between the two main characters. Being set in a small town, the cinematography is gorgeous. It reminds me of early Steven Spielberg films, where you have everyday settings, but Spielberg manages to inject anticipation of something extraordinary that is about to happen in his characters' lives that is waiting just right around the corner from them. And you get that feeling with The Fallen. But it is the relationship between the two main characters that really seals the deal. You believe that both men are childhood friends, and when the twist is revealed in the short film, it truly is a bit of a shock that you experience along with the characters themselves. The Fallen is one of those sci-fi films that relies much more on the relationships between the characters and organic, natural-sounding dialogue in order to fully immerse you into the story and keep you engaged. Now, I can't give away more about the plot because it would spoil it, but suffice to say, The Fallen is a wonderful little gem of a sci-fi story that has quite an unexpected ending. Of course, a link to where you can watch The Fallen will be included in the show notes of this episode. Also included in the show notes of this episode is our link tree, which will take you to all of our presences on social media, as well as our main website, the7thmatrix.com, where we have curated a host of terrific indie science fiction and fantasy, short films, web series, and other closely related media. And you will also find all of our creator interviews there as well. I do need to ask you to please leave us a review and rating wherever you get your podcast, because that does help others find us. And then we also need your financial support, because without it, we wouldn't be able to do the work that we do here at Eye on Sci-Fi Podcast and over at the7thmatrix.com. And trust, we appreciate all of this a great deal. That's it for this episode, everyone. Thank you again for joining me. And until next time, please remember to take a break, escape the mundane, and enter the fantastic. Take care.